Hello everyone, I'm FMZ and this is episode 11 of Earning My Spurs. Today we take a look at the results we've had since we were last together and we take a look at the draw for the quarter-finals of the Champions League. Don't forget, if you enjoy this content, please leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Please click the notification bell as well to be notified when a new video goes up on the channel. Also, don't forget I am part of the FM Creators community and the Passion for FM team. The links to the Discord servers are in the description. Let's get to the results. So, our reward for beating Shakhtar Donetsk in the first knockout round is to play Olympic Lyonnais, or Lyon as we commonly know them, in the quarter-finals of the Champions League. We will see how we get on in both games shortly. Now, following the match with Chelsea, we took on Sheffield United at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium and we put the disappointment of the Chelsea game behind us by beating them by 3-0. Let's take a look at the goals. It was a tricky first half. We could not find the way through, but Lucas Moura found a way through in the 53rd minute. Davis with the ball to the right-hand side. There is Lucas Moura off the underside of the bar and in. We made it 2-0 thanks to Harry Kane from the penalty spot, sending the goalkeeper the wrong way. And we wrapped up the result in the 73rd minute. Fernandes with the corner, Romagoli with the header. Easy 3 points over Sheffield United. And as you can see, we absolutely dominated the game and were good value for the win. Following that, we travelled to the Vitality Stadium to take on Bournemouth in the quarter-finals of the FA Cup. And we ran out 3-1 winners. Let's take a look at this one. Josh King opened the scoring on the 14th minute. An absolute calamity coming here from the back four. Lloris rolls it out straight to King. Doesn't recover. Bournemouth led by 1-0. We had a goal disallowed before we got back into the game on the hour. Lucas Moura with the goal. Harry Kane with the ball on the edge of the box, playing it to Lucas Moura, who fired it in to the near post. The goalkeeper will be unlucky, although it did hit the post and go in. We turned the game around in the 75th minute. Ryan Sessegnon with the goal. Semedo with the ball to Harry Winks, who dinked it into the middle. It was headed down, but Sessegnon was first to react to fire into the net for 2-1. And we wrapped up the win in the 86th minute. Dele Alli with the ball to Ndombele. Ali with the shot from the edge of the box. Begovic could do better. And that sends us into the semi-finals of the FA Cup, where I'm about to show you who we're going to play. And it is a renewal of an old rivalry under the arch at Wembley. West Ham await us in the FA Cup semi-final. We'll see how we get on with that later in the video. The winners of that one will face Bristol City or Liverpool in the final. Speaking of West Ham, we took a trip to the London Stadium to take them on and we beat them by 2-1. Hopefully that will stand us in good stead for the FA Cup semi-final. Let's take a look at this one. Harry Kane headed us in front on the 4th minute with a neat little header, eventually at the second attempt heading it into the net. West Ham hit back straight away though with a goal from Yarmolenko. Mazuwaka with the ball into the box. There is Yarmolenko at the far post. Hugo Lloris beaten at his near post, and that is never good. But the game was won in the 23rd minute thanks to an own goal. Lucas Moura with the ball into the box eventually with Kilo at the far post. It hits Fabianski and goes into the net. It was very cruel on West Ham, but never mind as we went out 2-1 winners. But from the euphoric high of beating West Ham, we came back down to earth with a bump against Lyon in the Champions League. We were humbled 3-0 and they were good value for it, to be fair. We were not at the races one bit. Let's take a look at the goals. Olivier put Lyon in front in the 2nd minute. Tete with the ball back to Dinier, who sent it all the way through. It's a lovely finish from Olivier to give Lyon the lead. They doubled it just after half-time as well. Kone with the ball down the left-hand side, playing it back and then sending it into the middle for Cornet to head into the net for 2-0. And then an absolute calamity for number 3. Thought we dealt with the danger. We hadn't. Back in the ball comes from Olivier and it hits Ndombele and just rolls agonisingly into the net. That leaves us a lot to do in the second leg in London. But we did have a bit of a confidence builder going into the game with Lyon in the second leg. Harry Kane gave us a 1-0 win over Brighton. Let's take a look at his goal. Scored after 7 minutes. Dele Alli with the ball into the middle, looking for Bruno Fernandes. There is Danny Rose on the overlap. sent it into the middle. Kane stroked it into the net for Tottenham 1, Brighton 0. But it did not help us in the Champions League as we were eliminated by Lyon 1-0 on the night, 4-0 on aggregate. Let's take a look at Moussa Dembele's goal. Scored cruelly in first half stoppage time. Renaud Adelaide down the right-hand side. Played the ball into the middle. Just stuck out a leg, did Dembele, as it gave Lyon a 1-0 win. And as I mentioned, we have been eliminated from the Champions League. But we are off to Wembley again in the FA Cup final thanks to a 2-1 win over West Ham. Let's take a look at the goals. Harry Kane fired us in front on 41 minutes, and Ndombele with the ball into Lo Celso over the tops in behind for Harry Kane, who fired it into the net for 1-0. We then had a bit of an unsavoury moment where Danny Rose was sent off just after half time. A two-footed lunge coming up on Yarmolenko. Bang! Ouch! So that means Danny Rose was sent off and gave us an uphill struggle, to be fair, from that point with only a 1-goal lead. But we did manage to double that lead. Eric Dyer with the free kick in behind. Bakilo headed it down. Sanchez with a lovely little dink to the back post. There is Ndombele to head in for 2-0. Manuel Lanzini did pull one back for West Ham in the 85th minute. Ryan Fredericks with a good run down the right-hand side. Sent it into the middle. There is Lanzini to fire beyond Hugo Lloris, but it was not enough for the Hammers as we make the trip back to Wembley to play in the FA Cup final. And let's take a look at who we're going to play. And it is going to be Liverpool in the FA Cup final. A repeat of last season's Champions League final. Let's hope for a different result this time around. And the last match to wrap up for you today is a 1-1 draw at the King Power Stadium against Leicester. Let's take a look at the goals. Jamie Vardy with the opening goal from the penalty spot. Hugo Lloris goes the right way, but it's too far in the corner for him to save it. Harry Kane dug us out of a hole to get an equalising goal. Son into Kane, back to Son. Played it through to Harry Kane, who dinked beyond Kasper Schmeichel to give us a 1-1 draw at the King Power. So to the competition screen we go. So as I've mentioned, the FA Cup final, Liverpool awaits in that final, a repeat of last year's Champions League final. We have been eliminated from the Champions League thanks to Lyon. Although we did meet the board expectation of reaching the quarterfinals, I was disappointed to lose to them in the manner that we did. In the Premier League, it is getting very tasty. We have 4 games to go. I will show you who we're playing in those last 4 games in a second. But Chelsea lead the way on 74. Manchester United are on 72. Liverpool on 71. We're on 70. 6 points in front of Manchester City, who are a further point in front of Arsenal. And Wolves are just outside the top 6. They still have a chance of Europe to Wolverhampton Wanderers. And they'll be hoping that they can get that from the last 4 games. Down at the bottom of the table, Sheffield United have been consigned back to the Championship, 14 points from 34 played so far. Aston Villa are on life support, they're nearly gone as well, 20 points, they are 10 from safety. Southampton are 6 from safety, but Newcastle are the team in real danger. If Southampton can pick up 2 wins from their last 4 games, they have a far better goal difference than Newcastle have. Burnley will still be looking over their shoulder only slightly, as will Brighton. The rest are safe. So those last 4 Premier League games are as follows. So we play Liverpool next in the league. We play Aston Villa. Then we play Manchester City. Then we play Crystal Palace. 2 at home, 2 away. Could not be 2 tougher away games. But hopefully we can get the points required to finish in the top 4 to see us through to the Champions League next season. But you'll find out how we get on with that next time. So that's it for today. It's been a mixed bag again. Champions League elimination like that wasn't good enough, and it made me question a lot of things. There will be surgery done on the squad in the summer once more. We are still lacking in a few positions, and we are going to deal with that this coming summer. Had a good run in the Premier League though. 3 wins and a draw from the 4 games we played in the Premier League today. So that stands us in good stead for the last 4 games, where we probably need, as I mentioned, a point at Anfield, maybe a point at the Etihad, and we need to win the last 2 games. Obviously, one of those is Aston Villa, so that should hopefully be our banker. Crystal Palace, we normally beat them at home, so I hope we can do that. But you'll find out how we get on with those last 4 games next time around. If you enjoyed today's video, please leave a like. If you haven't subscribed to the channel but would like to do so, please hit the subscribe button down in the corner. Don't forget to leave me a comment if you have anything to say on any of the videos that go up on the channel. Also, we now have branded t-shirts, thanks to my sister. She got me one for Christmas. If you are interested in having one of these, let me know and I'll see what I can do. Don't forget also, I am part of the FM Creators community and the Passion for FM team. The links to the Discord servers are in the description. That was episode 11 of Earning My Spurs. We'll see how we finish up the season next time around. Until then, thanks for watching. Goodbye.